By the way, did any of you know a young lady named Kristen Sigalotti, who's a hospitality student here? Okay, maybe separated by a couple of classes, but anyway, she was a hospitality student here, is now one of my colleagues. She's a front desk manager with me here at the hotel, and she picked out all the gifts that you're going to see today. So the concierge facilitates guest requests. I'm not going to read this verbatim, but the concierge is there to really curate the guest time after they check into the hotel. So once they've gotten settled in, they're going to come to you for things like dining, dinner, tours, attractions, anything fun that you need to go out and about to do. They're also going to come to you for a lot of things in the hotel. So the concierge was a great introductory position for me to kind of get just a rough understanding of how the different departments of a hotel work together. And especially at a property the size of the Peabody. I mean, we're 4-star, 4-diamond, full service. We have amenities. We're basically like a little city. So if we need something, chances are good we can figure it out in-house. And if not, of course, we have resources outside the hotel. But 9 times out of 10, if a guest requires our assistance with something, we can accomplish it with just what we have within our walls. So the concierge was a really cool opportunity for me to get started because I knew that I liked people, and I really liked Memphis. I liked getting out, doing things, and seeing what was going on. And this put me smack in the middle of all that. I got to start building relationships with different businesses, got to learn about all the events that were going on downtown. It made me actually schedule time to just go and do things for fun, like I'd have somebody come and visit. I'd go to museums that I normally wouldn't check out, or I'd go hear concerts that I normally wouldn't have gone to see, because it helps my job. Even our concierge staff now, I encourage them at least once or twice a week before they come to work, if they end up around the hotel early, just walk into a business that you don't know and introduce yourself. Say, hi, I'm from the Peabody, I'm the new concierge. I wanted to see what you recommend on your menu. What's your best special? Get somebody's name. Make a face-to-face relationship. It's very easy to put in a reservation online. I mean, everybody's got OpenTable now. That's a piece of cake. But I always like picking up the phone and talking to somebody. I like building that relationship. That's really going to come in handy for you when you've got a night where everything downtown is sold out. You have a guest that it's their anniversary, and the guy like a doofus forgot to book a restaurant, and you got to help them out. That way you can call somebody up and you can say, hey, this is so-and-so from the Peabody, may I speak with, and the name of your friend at that restaurant. I know you guys are busy. I was wondering if there's any way you can work us in. And a lot of times, people will kind of go that extra mile for you if you've reached out to them, if you've already kind of made that relationship there. Let's see. I want to make sure I don't go over time because last time I think I ended up with about 2 minutes for Q&A. After concierge, I went to a position called VIP specialist. Yeah. Red carpet installs, which I do not have in my shoes today, unfortunately. The VIP specialist. So this is easily the most fun job in the entire hotel, and Mr. Brown, our general manager, will tell you the exact same thing. So VIP specialist is kind of unique to a property of our size and our caliber. If you were at a hotel, maybe a 3-star airport hotel, that kind of property, you might not necessarily have a high enough volume of what you consider VIP clientele to require this position. But at the Peabody, every week we've got some sort of celebrity or politician or high roller, or a lot of times, we've got a lot of conference business too. So we have a number of people like meeting planners that are bringing business to the hotel. We want to make sure that they feel very, very looked after. We also have a lot of executives from those companies that we do business with that come in. So the VIP specialist functions a lot as the concierge does, but you're really looking at a core group of guests. So for example, in that position, you look on your arrivals list, you look at all of the arrivals and kind of look out for any entertainers, any site visits that we have where we've got a client that's bringing a group with us, anybody that is paying a particularly high rate for one of our suites, somebody that we just want to make sure feels a little extra special. Before they even get here, we're going to reach out to them. We're going to try to get some communication going so they feel like their stay is anticipated. Then once they get here, I should already know what their rooming arrangements are. If they have anything like a feather allergy, I should know what time they're going to show up. I should know how they're getting to the hotel. Do they need transportation? Can we recommend a car service? Of course, we've got car service in-house, so there's another opportunity to upsell a product in the hotel. And then once they get here, They're going to be greeted at the door by our VIP specialist, who is going to basically walk them through the check-in process, escort them up to their room. Luggage will be delivered right behind. Just very seamless process. And then once that person is in-house, they're going to be in communication with the VIP specialist as well, in case anything pops up. So they don't have to hold, they don't have to wait for a reservations line. They can just call the VIP specialist directly, and then that person can accomplish whatever it is that they need to be done. From there, my next step of the way was concierge supervisor. Yeah. So the concierge supervisor works directly with the concierge department, and you're there to support your team. So you're especially keen on building relationships with local businesses, working on incentive plans for referrals. That's something that's very common as a concierge. You may have restaurants that do offer incentives for sending guests their way, or tour companies that do that. Again, I'll say we've got about everything you need in-house, so we always push in-house amenities first. If somebody's coming to us, they're looking for dinner recommendations, we've got 2 wonderful restaurants, plus a deli, plus room service. We can usually accommodate you right here in-house first. So we're always going to start with that. But concierge supervisor is also going to be responsible for training and standards. They're going to make sure that each one of our concierge team members is trained to the same level. Now everybody has their strong points. You know, you've got people that are going to be really good with making connections with folks outside the hotel. And then you've got people that just really feel like they're welcoming folks to the hotel. A good example of this is our club floor. So we've got a key access only floor, it's our 12th floor, where we've got guests that you can book that online. That's not a VIP only floor, but it is a private floor where for an upgraded rate you get some upgraded amenities like breakfast served in the mornings, an elevated continental breakfast. We also have a welcome bar in the evenings from 5 until 7. Then you've got a concierge up there the entire day that's just dedicated to those people on the 12th floor. And so some of the people that do the best on the 12th floor, they might not keep up with the pace in the lobby quite as well, where you've just got another guest every 3 minutes that needs something, but they're really good at making connections with the people that are on the floor. They know their names, they learn about their family, why they're in Memphis, and they're just really tuned into their needs during the entire stay. So as the concierge supervisor, you have to identify the strengths in your team so you can place people appropriately to give the best quality of service to our guests. Then on to my current position, evening manager. So initially, and that is my job title with the hotel because it's kind of a bit of a hybrid. First and foremost, I'm a front desk manager. Right? Front desk is my base of operations. And there's a number of front desk managers that work with me. I tend to be there 3 p.m. to 11 p.m. And here's where the second part tacks on. When I am in the hotel, I function as the manager on duty. Now there are, of course, plenty of tiers of leadership above my position, but in an emergency situation, I would be the point person on anything that needs coordination during those times. So first with the front desk, I'm looking at our arrivals and departures each day, making sure that we've got our guests blocked in the right room types, that all of their room needs are being met according to the information we've gathered during the reservations process. I'm working with our front desk team to push upsells as well, because our hotel, our rooms are a product, and of course we've got plenty of opportunity to upsell our guests. Not that we don't throw some special perks when it's a honeymoon or a special occasion or your first time staying with us. Often we'll give a free upgrade or send a little amenity, just things that say welcome and we're glad you're here. We're also going to make sure that payroll is taken care of throughout the front desk. We're watching things like overtime that really cut into the bottom line of a business. And looking at service recovery for my department, but then as manager on duty throughout the entire hotel. So when I'm there, I don't just hang right at the front desk. I probably spend the majority of my time there, but I'm also making the rounds, checking in with the restaurants, checking in with our engineering team, our room service team, walking around our event space, and talking to all the folks around the hotel, making sure that everything's all right, seeing if there's any way that I can support what's going on. It's kind of a very well-rounded position. You get to learn a lot about how it all fits together. So remember I said the concierge was a great introduction, just kind of rough overview of the hotel. Well then with the current position as a manager on duty, you've got to have a little bit of working knowledge on every department. So that's kind of my progression thus far. I've been in my current position for around 2 years. It'll be 2 years in April. As far as what the next step would be for me personally, I think I'm going to look towards getting another notch of hotel operations under my belt, probably with a different department. I don't know that for sure yet, but there's things shifting all the time as people ascend, take promotions, move off to different locations. So the next thing for me, as far as my progression in the hospitality industry, would likely either be seeking out some food and beverage experience, some housekeeping experience, some revenue management experience. So it's very possible that I might move to a different part of the hotel in the next year or so, with the intent of having that much better understanding of how it all works together for when I may take a position a little higher up the ladder. All right, before we get to the hospitality steps, I do want to tell you briefly kind of what an arrival looks like when you show up at our hotel. Now, one thing to keep in mind is that everybody's on earpiece communication. We're all keyed in with each other on different channels. So our engineering team's got their channel, security's got a channel, guest services, our front desk, bell staff, valet, we're all on a channel together so we can provide very quick, efficient service. So the first thing that's going to happen when you pull in our valet drive is our doorman is going to greet you. Now that's the very first impression you have of the hotel, so it's going to be a friendly face. Our doorman is going to welcome you in, find out your name, a little bit about why you're staying with us, is this your first time joining us? And he's also going to unload your car for you and get your luggage ready to take inside. Now, as you head off before the doorman's going to hop on the radio and he's going to say, we have Mr. and Mrs. Wilson coming to check in, celebrating their 50th anniversary. Mr. Wilson's wearing a blue coat. Now, everybody on Guest Services channel just heard that. And so